Hello, afternoon everyone. Here we are outside Judd Racing in Nottingham, and we're going to take this little beast out, the Himalayan 450, and I'm going to see it's for me. I've got a hole in my life. Can this bike plug it? Right, let's get on, let's get moving. First impressions, it's those mirrors aren't brilliant, but yeah, it feels a little bit, it's so light on the throttle, and again, I've been on the Blackbird for the past couple of weeks, indicators on, so maybe it's that, but it feels very light, that throttle, and it feels like, you know, it's quite snatchy. It's peppy enough. I thought you know, this 450, I thought it'd be quite sluggish. I've heard quite a lot about the 411 being quite a kind of bit of a slug. Yeah, the thing that's bothering me, I don't know if it's the suspension or the throttle or a combination of both, but it feels like the suspension is quite skittish, and I could feel like I don't know if you can see that. Can you see my hand? And it's just creating this kind of like bit of a choppy ride for me. Maybe if I put it in like fifth, but it doesn't feel like it's. Let's see what it's like low revs. Yeah, that's okay, but again, you can see my hand moving. I suppose the tricky thing is when you're coming from bikes like the Honda and the BMW. You know, the Honda was a premium bike, premium built, and the Beamer's just got that feeling of refinement about it. When you come to a bike like this that's clearly built to more of a budget, you tend to feel it, and that's my instantaneous response, I think. And this throttle is actually getting on my nerves. I don't know if you can see it, but my hand's moving around. I don't know if this, it doesn't look like there's any adjustability in the suspension. I mean, it feels firm, and that's what you want, particularly off-road. You don't want this thing bouncing around. I think where this bike's going to really excel, I'm on these boring roads at the moment, and I think, you know, you want to be out in the countryside on some B roads, some back lanes, and then of course what you want to do is take it down some nice little byways. I think standing up should be interesting. But it's actually alright, that's not bad. I'm quite impressed by that. I thought it might feel that the bike was kind of, you know, miles down, and that I would feel like sort of separated from the bike, but actually, yeah, that's alright. I can get my knees into the tank okay. And this is a stock bike with no risers, you know, a little bit of a riser, and I'd feel alright there. I mean, the key thing that I think's been taken away from it in some ways is the fact that the 411, and I'm looking at the 411, you know, and you can pick them up for £2,500. That's a proper kind of, you know, I could just chuck it around, you know, get it scuffed, not worry about it because of the amount of money it costs. And even when they came out, I think they were like 3.7, 3.8, and at that price, again, you think it's that cheap that I don't really need to worry about it, you know. But now with this new bike, this 450, this is, I think this one's 5.7 or 5.8. The black one with the gold wheel, which is obviously a more attractive one, that's 6.3 or 6.4. Now that's money that, you know, you could get. It's not just, you know, at 3.8, there's not much else about, you know. So it's an interesting thing they've done, really. They've kind of, I mean, the original bike I think was mad popular because I think the price was massive appeal for it, and it just chugged away. This one, you know, it's not twice the price, but it's getting up there, and then that makes it tricky. It's competing with a lot of other bikes, and in my mind, you know, if I buy a £6,000 bike, am I thinking, yeah, just chuck it about, fuck it, just chuck it on the floor, hit it with a brick. Let's see what it's got. Yeah, I mean, that's decent. We're up to 60. I usually sit on the motorway on this bike, although it's not much fun when the wind starts battering you. I mean, it's going to be difficult for me to get out of the wind anyway, the size of me. But yeah, I'm getting battered. That's getting up to 70. Feels alright. You can definitely see how people travel on these, how people do, you know, cross countries, cross continents on these. Because this will just, you know, sit at 50, 60 all day. No bother. And you get it up there really quickly as well, so no bother there. Alright, let's pull in and have a look round, shall we? See what we think. Should we go in that field? I'm not sure Judd Racing would be pleased with me if I did that. One thing that's really noticeable about this bike is how far down that stand goes. Jesus. Look at it. Look at the lean angle of the bike on the stand. It's like it's going to fall over. Right, I mean, I do like that light. I like the look of the bike. It's a good looking little bike. The seat is adjustable. We've got it on the highest setting for me, which is good. Love that chunky rear. 21-inch front, like, practical. Quite like this running situation with these running lights as indicators. Quite like it. So first impressions. It's peppy, it's perky. Engine's got a bit of fizz about it. Get up to 70, no bother. You wouldn't feel like, you know, traffic around you was, you know, you were getting in its way or anything like that. It's quite firm. The choppiness of the throttle is the thing that's bothering me most for now. And the thing that I'm kind of struggling a little bit with, that is hard. It's not hard, but I think you wouldn't notice the weight if it wasn't leaned over that far. When you get on the bike, you have to sort of heave it up, and then you notice it's 200 kilos. But I think the thing that I'm just a bit feeling a little bit meh about is character. I just don't feel it's got. There's been a lot of talk about the 411 and the character it's got. I don't know if this. I mean, this colour's not helping, maybe. Rather lovely out here, isn't it? And this is what I want to do on this bike. I mean, the thing is, you know, I could do it on the Beamer, no bother. And the Beamer's perfect for it because the suspension's so good. So you've got to be a bit careful. You're buying a bike you don't really need. I think what I can't do today, but what I'd really like to do, is take it off-road. I'm in fourth, looking at this hill and probably thinking, you know, you need to... But I suppose, you know, with a 450 engine, you've got to hustle it a bit. You can't expect the same sort of levels of torque that you get with your Beamer, where you can pull it in any gear. You know, you're going to have to change gear. You're going to have to work the engine a bit more. So there is that. I'm just struggling still with that throttle. I mean, yeah, I think it... Christ. I think it needs a bit of softening up at the front. Because the throttle is just chopping around as I'm bouncing around on these. I mean, it's just not... The suspension's just not soaking anything up. It feels like it's just putting that kind of... those shocks through to me, through to my hand. It's not protecting it. It's not dampening, which is, of course, what you need to do. They're going to think I've taken it off-road when I go back. Look at the state of it. Does look good with a bit of mud on though, doesn't it? I'm not sure about this colour, but yeah. Alright, so we're out on the Himalayan 450 today. A bike that I'm thinking about getting because I want something for green lanes. Whether this is it, I'm not sure. That was a massive lorry going past, thank you. I've picked the greatest spot for filming. It's muddy as hell. There's traffic going past, anyway. So this is it, this is the 450 and a kind of brown, it's supposed to be brown, but it's not very brown. It's looking more brown now I've got it through all this mud. So I've been on it for about 45 minutes and I'm looking for this bike to kind of fill a gap for me, really. I want to do some green laning, I want to take it off-road, I want to get it mucky, I want to get it muddy, muddier than this even. The thing that I'm finding at the moment though, it's a little bit top heavy. The throttle, the choppy throttle is annoying me, so I'm just not sure about it. I'd love to be able to take it off-road today, but I can't. I've got 1,500 quid. If I drop this bike or do anything, and manoeuvring around this mud is not much fun. I'm going to get back on the bike, few more thoughts, and I'll give you a little bit of my kind of opinion before I head back to Judd and before I give the guys my decision about whether I'm going to buy it or not. It's a nice bike. Is it for me? I'm not sure. Let me know what you think in the comments. Let me know if you think this suits me. Is this crumble? Does it speak to you of crumble, this? Is it cool enough for a man like me?
Yeah, but yeah, let me know in the comments what you think, and if you've got one of these, it'd be great to hear how you get on and what you think. All right, I'll get back on the bike. We'll have a little bit more of a pool, and I'll share my thoughts. How do I look? All right, let's go.
Decision. No. Reasons? Let's do that familiar review process. It's not a review, said Mr. Crumble, but it turned out to be one. I was reviewing it for myself, really. I was like talking through the things to help myself. I've just put £5 in. It looks like it's full. Jesus Christ. I wonder what the tank capacity is. Anyway, pros. Let's go pros first. Let's organise our thoughts before we go back. The engine. I think the engine is great. I think it's an absolute peach for road riding, for adventuring, for travelling. Loads of pep, loads of punch, loads of torque. I'm really surprised at how sparky this engine is. I've heard a lot of stuff about the 411 being like a bit dead, but this 450, I mean, I don't know what they've done to it. Brake horsepower's up, I know that, but yeah, it's sparky through the gears. You could easily travel 2 up. Luggage, yeah, I think you could do that. So as a kind of an overland bike and as a travelling bike, you know, get it kitted up, definitely. I love that dash. I think it's great. I think it looks really modern. I like the look of the bike, so another pro. I think it looks cool. I think it looks adventure-y, it looks rugged. I like the running lights at the back. I know not most people, a lot of people are not mad on not having a rear light. I like that, I think it's cool. Another pro is the rear suspension. Yeah, really impressed with that as well. It doesn't feel budget, it's nice and firm. It's not bouncy like the Honda Rally suspension is, the CRF suspension. So that feels like a decent unit, and with my weight, 16 stone naked, sopping wet. You're dreaming and thinking about that now, aren't you? It's dealing with me and my weight absolutely fine. Yeah, you know. Cons. The biggest con has been this choppy throttle, and I think it's to do with the front suspension. It just feels a bit like, to me, it is too bouncy, too firm. And it just feels like every bump you're going over, you're struggling to keep your throttle hand steady. I think right from the get-go I felt that I was sat really perched on the bike rather than kind of in the bike a bit more. And, you know, I know that bikes like the CRF and those kind of things, you know, that's quite familiar, but for me, I don't feel that connected to the bike. Another con is the side stand. It just fills you with fear. It's like the bike travels so far over that you're just thinking it's going to go down, or you're just uncertain. It feels rock solid once it's down there, but it's an odd one. And what you have to do when you get on the bike, you've got to lift it off the stand every time, and that's when you really feel the weight of it. Screen, pointless. I mean, why? Just don't bother with it. Sitting up here, getting blasted by the wind. Yeah, it's not fun, that. I don't know if you'd be able to get a screen to help me at my height, but I'm getting nothing from that. I mean, it might be stopping wind hitting my one of my ribs. Look at this. Look at it. I just can't deal with it. So that's about it. I've decided it's a no. I'm thinking about the 411 now, because I think, well, I don't need the speed. I think you do sit in that bike a bit more, and I feel like it's got a bit more character, and that's another bit of a con for me. It doesn't feel that characterful. The engine feels peppy, it feels revvy, but it doesn't feel like, I don't know, I'd expect it to be a bit like driving an old Volkswagen Beetle or something like that. But actually it just feels quite modern and sparky, and I'm like, I wanted it to feel a bit more, I don't know, a bit more traditional in some ways. Do you see what I mean? Does that sound odd? I'm struggling between gears a lot. You know, I never feel like I'm in the right gear. It's too high for third, too low for fourth. Got to work it, and I know it's a 450, and you know I'm going to have to be going through the gears, but yeah. So there's too much, I think, in the cons list for me to go back and talk to him about money, or to try and get some sort of deal that would make me feel better about it. I'm just not that excited about this bike. So it's a shame, because I thought I would love this bike, and I've heard so many good things about, look at this, I've heard so many good things about it that I was really expecting to love it, and you know, to have the financial kind of commitment. I was expecting to have to talk turkey with the finances, but no. No. So let me know your thoughts. If you've got one, let me know how you get on with it. I'd be interested to hear your views. And if you could like, it'd be great. Just, you know, helping the channel a bit. I'll let you go, Mr. Golf. Go on, that's it. A like would be great, a subscription even greater. Yeah, don't let the algorithm tell you what you want to watch. I don't know about you, but I go on my homepage, I'm like, I've never watched that video that you keep putting on my homepage. Will you please stop doing that? But yet, I'm struggling just to keep this smooth throttle at 30 miles an hour. It's crazy. So yeah, subscription would be great, comment would be absolutely lovely, and yeah, stick around for more content. It might not be a Himalayan the next bike, but we'll try and find the next one. So if you've got any suggestions, give us a shout. And if you want any stickers, or if you'd like a crumbled beer koozie, cooler, my shop's down below. So thanks for watching, people. We're going to head back to Judd now, take this bike back. I'll have to apologise for it being covered in shit and try and reassert the fact that I've not been off-road on it. Anyway, first gear's shite. Pieces out, people. Pieces out.